Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our free options trading group on Facebook. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Ever since we split the channel, we've gotten a lot of love from you guys for going over the new channel for our live streams. If you haven't yet subscribed over there, appreciate it. I will be going live pre-market tomorrow morning, 30 minutes before market opens. So definitely appreciate you guys. It was a big risk splitting the channels, but you guys shown a lot of love, so thank you. But what I'm going to get into, I haven't posted a video in a while just because a lot of stuff's been going on in the back end here. I have been doing live streams, but I'm getting back to my schedule here. We're going to be going through what I'm trading this week. We've already been off to an insane start to the week. It's just Monday. You know, right now, futures are up $9 on the S&Ps, up $79 on Dow, and up 30 on NASDAQ. And the market was down. I mean, I guess we saw that's coming because of the coronavirus and all that happened over the weekend. You know, kind of getting into it, just so you know, the coronavirus has now killed 106 and infected 4,500 people in China. Right now, it is currently spreading around the globe, and you know, there's a lot of uncertainty, and as we know as traders, the market doesn't like uncertainty. We like to know. Even though the flu kills more people per year, you know, 50 to 80,000 people die per year due to the flu. Right now, 100 people have died. It is serious. You know, we don't want to see anyone die, but it's due to the uncertainty, and they're not sure how it started, where it stopped, how they're going to stop it. So that's kind of where it's coming into play into the markets. They're also talking about shutting down some car manufacturing plants, and that's when Wall Street will start caring. Unfortunately, Wall Street doesn't really care about people. They obviously care about money, and you know, we're just going to kind of monitor. Like I was saying this morning in the live stream, you know, right now I'm just playing it real slow, just taking it easy. This could reverse at any point in time. I mean, right now futures are green and people are probably having a heart attack for how much they went in short today. But when there's uncertainty, you kind of have to be slow because we're not sure if we're going to go a lot lower. I know we've been grinding pretty high lately, or if the market's just going to fall apart and this thing is going to be widespread. You know, we don't know. So what we do know are the numbers on the screen, what's happening this week, and that's what we plan to trade. You know, everything else, we just kind of have to see how it plays out and just be careful. You know, don't go all in, just minimize risk, set realistic goals, and don't be too greedy. You know, and then you'll survive. We'll make it through this. But to get started, Tuesday and Wednesday. So the Fed is meeting on Tuesday, rate decision on Wednesday. Rate decisions Wednesday at 2 p.m. The Fed is expected to remain on a neutral policy path that would only change if there was a significant change in the economic outlook. So we're not really expecting the Fed to do anything this week. You know, they're going to start tomorrow, but Wednesday is when we're going to get the decision. So just be mindful. Fed rate decision this week. So be careful how you trade. We also have some reports. We have the durable goods orders in the morning. We have consumer confidence index also in the morning. So some reports, and then Wednesday we also have pending home sales on top of the Fed. So be mindful. Heavy report week. We have the Fed, and to get things kicked off, we do have earnings right now. You know, obviously there's not all the earnings. What we have highlighted here are the earnings that, you know, we really care about as options traders. High liquidity market. They're gonna impact the markets. And Apple is the first that's on my list right now. So Apple, I do have a credit put spread. I have the 312.50 put and the 310 put. I sold them in the money. Currently down like $12 on it. But what I was thinking of, we had a pretty down day. You know, I'm planning on taking this off tomorrow before actual earnings. I don't plan on holding it through. I was actually thinking that we were going to move up, but today was kind of an interesting day because the market, we gapped down pretty big. However, it remained relatively flat pretty much all day. If you look at SPY, pretty much all day. I mean, we went from 322 up to 325, back down to 320. We closed at 323. So we moved a little bit, but we dropped on the SPY quite a bit. Apple dropped pretty big as well. It dropped from 318. We opened down at like 303. 309, came down to 305, but kind of stayed within. Everything was really just staying in a range. We did grind a little bit lower, but nothing really happened. I mean, day traders were like, "Hey, where's all the action?" We were kind of just sitting, and yeah, we made some money on a couple ticks, but nothing. There was nothing crazy happening today. So Apple currently have a put spread on there, credits put spread. So I'm looking for Apple to obviously go up. And I'm looking to take it off regardless if I'm up or I'm down money before earnings. I'm not sure which direction Apple's going to go. So that's why I am going to be taking that trade off before earnings. Also looking at Amazon. So Amazon got in a little trouble here. So last week I sold the 1885, 1880 credit put spread. We went as low as 1815 today, so I'm a little bit down on this. We're only down. What am I down on this position here? We're down 36%. I mean, it's a big deal, but at the end of the day, I only sold one contract, and not huge. And that's why I play conservative. Yes, they went against me, but we'll see what happens. But at this point, probably going to have to wait to see what happens. Probably not going to be able to take this off before earnings now. We'll see what happens. We do have till Thursday after close for Amazon, so we do have some time on that. I'm also trading, looking at Boeing. So Boeing, I've been trading for a few months now, pretty much every day, if not every day, a couple of times a week. And Boeing is probably the most interesting stock to me right now, being at 52-week lows here. We have earnings on Wednesday. I am looking for it to grind a little bit higher. They did just, let me pull this over here. Now, Boeing is like the Tesla of 2017, 2018 area, where there's a lot of doubters that people can make it through, but the market, regarding the bad news, somehow Boeing still seems to go up. Now, Boeing, let me see where it says it's here. It says Boeing has secured commitments of more than $12 billion in financing from more than a dozen banks. People are thinking, hey, that's not good. They're going to take on more debt. But looking at this a little bit more, the size of the loan, they were looking for $10 billion. They got $12 billion. The size of the loan, at least $2 billion more originally sought, is a vote of confidence in the manufacturer from lenders. So they're saying, on the bullish side is they're looking at the lenders saying, hey, they wouldn't give them more money than they needed if they didn't have a way to pay them back and things were looking good. So, there's that. And then there is this right here. Where do they say it here? The financing. Oh, the financing will be a 2-year delayed draw loan. The people said, meaning that Boeing doesn't have to use it all immediately. So basically, it's kind of like a home equity line of credit type of loan, comparatively, but $12 billion, And then they said the timing of the jet's return to service is still uncertain. Boeing last week said it doesn't expect regulators to recertify the 737 MAX until mid-year, but the head of the Aviation Administration recently told airlines that the agency's approval may come before that. So Boeing said it's not going to come till mid-year, but the FAA said, hey, it may come before the mid-year, before the summer. And then, the new CEO said that the company is planning to resume 737 MAX production before the planes return to service. So I guess that means when Boeing announces the planes are going to be back into production, we should probably expect the FAA to clear them relatively soon after, or within the next few months after that. So if Boeing starts producing them again, FAA clearance is probably going to come relatively soon. Now, to kind of cover my being long here, I am short XPE. I do have the 106 put for next week expiration going into February. So it is February 7th. I am looking for this to go a little bit lower. Due to the coronavirus, travel is taking a big hit. I mean, all the airlines were down huge today. United, American Airlines, Southwest, I mean, they were down huge. I didn't feel like Expedia, Expedia was down almost 3%. It did pop back up, but gave some back at the end of the day. So I'm looking for Expedia to come back down to like 105, 100 area. I don't know if it's going to happen this week or next week. It really depends on the news. I mean, all this is being driven by the news and how the governments react to the coronavirus. And right now there's a lot of fear. Governments are responding out of fear to protect the people and keep everything calm. I mean, the governments don't want people to get crazy, and there be an uprising or anything crazy like that. They want to contain. Obviously, they don't want more people to get sick. Everyone wants this contained. They don't want this to get out of control. But in terms of my long positions, I am short Expedia as kind of a way to protect myself from being long. Right now I'm long Amazon, I'm long Apple, I'm long Boeing. So Expedia will bring some balance. I'm also long BYND. So BYND, I do have a debit spread on. BYND actually announced today that they have a new partnership with Denny's. Denny's is rolling out a new meatless burger with the Beyond meat, and this went crazy today. Opened up at 120 and just ripped right up to one like almost 130, 129.90. It did come back down to 124.75, but I expect volatility to be high. Debit spreads pretty, relatively good in here. Obviously, with a little bit implied volatility uptake today, you want to be a little bit careful about how much you pay for options on BYND, but I'm looking for it to really come back up to like the 135 level. If it breaks the 135 level on BYND, it's going to go 140, 145 relatively easy. It really just got stopped here on January 22nd and also January 14th. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of good news right now is rolling for BYND. McDonald's rolling out rolling out testing to more stores. They already have a partnership with Dunkin' Donuts, and now they have a new partnership with Denny's. So we'll see how it goes. Right now it's very news based, a lot of hype. So we'll see what happens. And I think their earnings have been moving now. The same earnings are March 16th. No one really knows when their earnings are going to be. They were saying in February. Now they're March. So we'll see what happens when their earnings are. But right now, that's pretty much it for the watch list. I know it was a little bit longer video than I'd like. I did cover a lot of different topics, but if this video was of value to you, hit the like button. For me, what I'm doing is just keeping risk low. SPY, I am also monitoring SPY. SPY could come down here to the 320, see if it could touch the 320 area. And if not, the trend is still intact right here. And you obviously can't get bearish until we start breaking the 300 level. If we start going back with the 300 level on the 1-year chart here, the trend is still our friend. So, we'll see what happens with the coronavirus. It's still very early. See what happens. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.